Jason Abelson and Corey Erdman here from Pound for Pound Radio doing the No Mas prognostication, looking ahead to Saturday's huge fight on Showtime from the Agua Caliente Casino in California. Junior welterweight supremacy up for grabs. Timothy Bradley facing Nate the Galaxy Warrior Campbell. What a fight at 140. I mean, this really is, when you take a look at the great fights that could be made between real 140-pound fighters. I know Campbell is moving up, but I think he's going to be a force and is a force at 140. I don't think you can get a better matchup. And I don't think we've seen a free card that is not a pay-per-view card better than this one all year long. No, and how ironic that it's Timothy Bradley who didn't want to defend against Devin Alexander, who is the semi-main event in this. It couldn't be a better night for junior welterweights. Well, obviously he's going to make more money fighting Nate Campbell than he would a mandatory against Devin Alexander. So, I mean, that makes sense to me. But I think a much tougher fight. I don't think anyone who – and Nate Campbell is one of these guys who always gets overlooked. And you can tell he fights like a guy who's got a chip on his shoulders, like he always has something to prove. And you know, I think this is the case again. In my mind, he's a warrior. In my mind, you cannot take this guy lightly at all. He's getting better with age, fiercer with age, angrier with age, but he's able to channel that into, I think, superior ring performances. And I think he's primed to pull the upset against Timothy Bradley. It's interesting that Vegas has him as almost a 3-1 underdog in this fight. But to me, if you want to minimize this fight, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is basically speed versus power. This is a guy who's able to get inside in Nate Campbell, and maybe not explosive, crazy knockout power, but power nonetheless. He looks for good shots. He picks his spots, whereas Bradley is a great volume puncher, and I think these styles are going to make for a very good fight. And if we're doing picks here as to where I think this fight is going to go, I'm going to pick Nate Campbell in a 12-round unanimous decision. Wow, 12-round UD. I like Campbell too, and I think it's going to be closer than that, though. I think, Bradley is fighting in his backyard. I mean, that part of California, he's basically from that area. He's from that, that's that 5-mile radius anyway, in Palm Springs. And he's a guy that has a lot of tools. And Bradley is really cut from a special cloth. I don't want to overlook him and what he brings to the table. But this is a guy that is mentally strong, physically strong, and fights with a real special will and determination. But Campbell, though, has the experience. I think Campbell has the know-how and the history to deal with whatever Bradley brings to the table. And I think he knows how to neutralize speed. He knows how to turn this into an ugly street fight if he has to. And I just think he has plan A, B, and C, and maybe plan D to maybe plan A or B for Bradley. So what's your pick? My pick? I like Campbell by split.